Coming to y'all tonight on this very Monday, the Black Super Friends podcast from the Blackest Super Friend that there is. Welcome to Monday Night Raw.
All right, listen, I'm not going out for commercial tonight. We're going straight into it. Hey, so my dream was always to get you guys to be exposed to such cultures around the world. You guys have a gift. The red light is on. And I think between all of y'all collectively, y'all all have some amazing thoughts. Some of you have some talents. And I think all together, man, it ends up being something that I think people would enjoy. So this week, he goes by Chris Leo. He goes by, no, I'm backing out. First, I'm going to introduce the man up top with the fashionable shirt. You know him tonight as Zay the Ladies Man.
What to do, my brothers? Welcome to the Black Super Friends podcast.
Zay, are them pineapples on your shirt?
No, man, them dogs, pugs. They're cute. You should know about those.
Okay.
Okay. Listen,
Keep
now.
that Gucci man.
Okay. Listen, now
Okay.
going to my partner at the bottom. He has been Chris Caesar Leo. He's been Chris Leo the Magnificent. He's been Chris Leo of many titles. What's up, Jeffrey Leday for Code Red, formerly of Code Red? My boy Chris Leo has went out and branched his wings. He's doing show appearances. You know, I'm waiting for him to be on Good Morning America. But this weekend, you did a show appearance where they asked you to give insight on dating. Can you explain that to us? Tell me, what was it like? What was the best part of your show appearance this weekend?
Overall, I know you hate when I do this, but I thought it was okay. You know what I'm saying? Of course, hate when I do this, but I really thought it was okay. You know how I'm my worst enemy. Worst critic. So, you know, when I look back at the tape, it's things that I say I wanted to say, wish I would have rephrased some stuff. But overall, I thought it was a really good interview. It wasn't contentious. I went in there ready for a fight, to be honest with you, because I asked her. I didn't know it was uncharted territories. I didn't know who she was and everything like that. We just recently met online and everything. But you know, I didn't know what to expect. So I went in there kind of with my guards up or whatever, and she didn't give me the topics before and out to prepare anything. So but when I got there, man, that woman had the most amazing accent, and it kind of like calmed this whole situation down, man. I thought it was real dope. And it was just a good conversation, man. We talked about dating. She talked about some of her troubles that she have in dating. You know, I called a lot of cap on some of that stuff, but I thought I took it easy on her. You know, normally I'm a jerk. Normally I intentionally try to trigger women, but she had calmed me down. So I really made it a teachable day. You know what I'm saying? A teachable night. But I just basically wanted to go over things like, you know, what I think people need to understand is men and women communicate differently. So when women complain about the dating market and how dating is going, they're complaining about the men that they don't want. You know what I'm saying? Because she spoke something about dudes hitting her up online and then calling and then texting her again because she didn't respond. Normally, when women complain about the dating market, it's about dudes that they don't want. On the contrast, when men complain about the dating market, it's about women that they do want. They see Instagram models say, "Oh, she do is shake her ass." Really, because you want a fine woman to shaking their ass like that. So you always got to decode things through that lens. When women complaining about the dating, they talking about the men that they don't want, and men talking about the women that they do want. So that was good. And overall, like I said, I thought it was a pretty good conversation. I got some followers from it, and it was dope. I hope to do it again. The craziest thing is this: I created that character in October, before we went to Hardy's wedding. Right? I just created the character. It was so. If you notice, on the first show, I wore a coat. I used to wear a jacket and everything. I went to Party City and got all that, from the glasses and all. So it's crazy to me how somebody wants to interview just a character that I created in my head. This ain't even my first interview. I've been interviewed like twice before, just off this character. So I think that's dope.
Yeah, I don't think
That's
it's a
God,
character,
man.
Chris. I just think you just give a little more life to, one of your other dimensions.
Yeah.
God's gift, my boy. God's gift.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's tripping out is how far the Black Super Friends has went with to be out. We got our own merchandise to be out, and somebody be like, "Bro, you do a podcast." I was actually in Public Today. The dude stopped. He's like, "I know your face." He's like, "Oh, you that TikTok dude?" I was like, "Yeah, okay."
You've been working hard at that too, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
Yeah,
Shout out to that work you've been putting in.
He done ventured off into the TikTok world. I'm still,
I can't. That's
get,
a nasty
I ain't
world.
the TikTok world yet. My daughter loves it, so I don't know, but
that piece you did with the Jada, and you had the rose behind you in the back. That I saw what you did with that. I saw what you was doing.
120 in 24 hours, 120,000 views in 1 hour. But I would say this is, I keep up with a lot of the groups. It's always about us moving forward, being ahead of the curve. Facebook, Instagram is dead. You know what I mean? TikTok is the new bus. And Twitter is about to come back in the vengeance. I was a member of Black Twitter back in the days, and oh my God, boy, being on a platform where you can't get put in jail, you can say what you want. Man, Black Twitter was amazing. I wish we could find a way to collectively make those resources more lucrative for creators. So
before we go, can you put Shelly's comment back up? Not that one, the other one. Shelly, ain't nothing little about me.
Well,
ain't nothing little about me. We go on.
All righty. Let me give y'all some hypothetical questions, right? So we're gonna be moving fast tonight. I don't go fast. Guy steals $10,000 from his girlfriend that he uses to place a bet. The man wins $100 million. This is a true story. He gives the woman back $10,000. She's outraged and she demands $40 million out of his $100 million winnings. How should that, if you guys were in that situation, how would you proceed? And what rations would you give to the victim?
Okay, but first, I hope I'll have to be in a situation where I got to steal $1,000 from a woman.
10,000.
10.
Huh?
10,000.
It was 10.
He's placed the 10. He stole 10,000. Yeah. Okay, I hope
placed the bet.
I might be in a position like that though. But no. Here's the thing. Okay, obviously, to be honest with you, I think the dude she does deserve something. I think he should. I don't want to say deserves. I want to say I think he should break her off. But what we got to understand here is first off, we got a tax guy here, so he can back me up on this. You're gonna give 50% of that to the government. So that 100 mil is really 50 mil. So what she really wants is what 90% of what you plan on getting back. But what's crazy to me is how did she get that number 40 M's? Because think about it, like if you feel you deserve any of it, that means what's the difference between that you deserving all of it? If you deserve any of it, it's the same thing. You use my money you stole that money for me to get it. But then if you feel that way, then you feel like you should be entitled to all of it. So I don't know where she get that number from. I don't think it's 40 M's, but I do think but homie need to break off though. I do think I'm thinking like 5 M's, something like that.
Zay, you pitch this to the producers. What's your take? Because you smiling a lot.
I was laughing because I thought it was a hell of a scenario, to be honest. That is one hell of a story, Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry that my brother Mario is not here because he's more the professional gambler of everyone. And I don't even think he would have took that chance unless he knew for sure. But, we over here at the Black Super Friends podcast do not preach stealing. We don't like that. Guys, go work and get your money. Don't steal from these ladies. But I think that was wild, and I'm with you, Chris. I don't think it would have been 50%, as far as what he would have had to give back. But he got to give Uncle Sam his share. But I was also amazed at her amount. How did she get to that amount? I know he took from you, but baby, he brought it home. I think he's wrong about the 10,000. You don't just give it back like you stole. There's some punitive damages that got to be paid out, but you definitely got to break off. But 40 though, come on, you got to stop.
How you get that number? Where you get that number from?
That's expectation. That's entitlement. You know what I'm saying? I know it was her money and everything, but it was on the 10. I'm bringing you back. Come on, man. So he just need to break off a good amount. He got to break off though, but he wild for that. He had to know something.
Listen,
I'm doing this for us, baby.
This wasn't an ex-boyfriend. It said stole girlfriend's money. So y'all in a relationship together, right? I mean, so listen, hear me out. He's still a boyfriend, right? My issue is he's not an ex. I personally, when it comes to money, I don't give a damn about money. I would have gave her 10 million, and after that, she just had to be mad. Because in reality, when I see people argue about money, if he gives you 10 million when you only had 10, if you blow $10 million, then you an idiot. But it happens every day, personally. But I would ask her to look at the character. That's her boyfriend. But now y'all just exposed each other to some character issues that y'all have. You in love with the joker that took 10 and gave you back 10? Still love him?
Of course not. She too busy counting his pockets. But like you said, though, Horace, if you can give a person a substantial amount, now you can't come. I don't think that's right. And I could be wrong. I'm going to take some heat about that. I don't think that she should be naming her price. But I think that he should take care of her. Because he did inflict some pain in that. Like, you stole my 10th. You think about it, somebody steal 10 racks from you. Now, the real question is, did she know it was gone? How long you been looking for it before you found out that he wanted his money?
Did he help you look for it?
Saying, I'm telling you, now that's what the real woo-woo. But I thought
what last place you seen that?
Oh, damn.
Come on, man. So I just like to hear other people's input on that one because that was crazy, man.
Really? I had a relative steal some money from me before, right? And the funny part of it, I'm looking, the bank showing me the ATM footage. I'm like, oh boy. Woo. Like, yeah, they took my ATM card. Yeah. Remember, Mom had the code, and I was like, I'm looking at the camera like, boy, I can't get out this bank fast enough. Get somebody to 1, 2. And lied about it. I was like, they lied about it, bro. I'm like, you're making it worse. I seen the video. I seen it. All right, we're moving fast without Mario. I'm gonna have fun with this, man, and I'm going right to the biggest culprit.
That'd be Chris.
See, I am here. Chris, I didn't even say a name. See how that nigga go for self? What's the worst lie you ever told someone that you were dating?
I'd have told some whoppers, man. I'd have told some whoppers, man. In my day, I'm a recovering lieholic. So I'm trying to get better day by day. It's a day by day thing. But what I would say is this: my biggest lie is like a double lie. Because the ironic thing is when I was in a relationship, I dated way more than I do while I'm single. That's bad.
Wait, what?
Well, you gotta think when you're in a relationship and you probably staying with a chick or you and a chick be at your house a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? That's when you gotta go out to dinners and meet in hotels and everything got to be away from the house because you got the situation at home or whatever. So I used to date a lot more when I was in a relationship. So but amazing. When I was in this relationship, I used to how can I say this? I used to be involved in pharmaceuticals, I say. And when I had a business in pharmaceuticals, I went by the code name Bo, right? So after that, I used that same code name when I was hollering at other chicks. Because I felt like if I tell my lady my code name is Bo, she's gonna think it's clients for my pharmaceutical company that's calling and asks for Bo. So now it makes it easier for when the ladies that I was dating on the side, if she happens to call them and then they'll say, "Oh, this is supposed to be Bo," she's gonna automatically think that that there was a buddy or whatever, right? So it was working fine until I went to the club one night, right? We I think it was a bunch of us. We went to the club and we leave the club. I'm kind of drunk or whatever. I leave the club and the chick is like, Bo, hey Bo. I'm thinking she's saying boo, so I just walked past her. But I can keep on Bo. Oh, while I'm with my homeboys, I'm Chris. Right? So she done ran up on me, flagged me down, pulled me like, damn, you act like you don't know me. I actually kind of like forgot the chick. So she's still saying, Bo. My homeboys walk up and like, Chris, man, come on, man, we gotta go. Blah, blah. So now it's like, you told me this whole time your name was Chris, and your name was Bo, and your name was Chris. You don't even remember me. Nah, she made a big scene outside the club and everything like that, dog. So if I had to say, that was one of my worst lies, right there. Just the whole the different name and shit and lying like that.
Man. Xavier, please do me the honors.
That was dastardly, Chris. Well, come on, have no lie. Oh, you hush your mouth. I'm talking.
Wait a minute. What did you say?
He say he ain't got no lie. He don't tell lies. No. You don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. I don't got no lies. However, I think this is where I earned this nickname from my beloved brother over there to the side of me of being the great omitter. See, I'm a man of need to know basis. At the time, that person didn't need to know all of that information. But you had what, Deflategate over there at Patriotsville? I had Rocco's Tacos. That was the worst. To this day, I still don't go to that wretched place. It was terrible. So one little mislip of information, just one. It wasn't even big. It was very subtle. Change of plans is what I call it. That's all that happened. And then I got coined with the worst lie ever. And I wasn't even lying. It's the worst thing ever, man.
What was the lie?
I'm about to tell you. So I go with my two best friends and Robin, Tracy's niece. So I'm with Val, I'm with Tracy, I'm with her niece. They take me out. It's one of the lowest points in my life. I have no money. I'm at home. They come and pick me up. I think Val just bought, what is that? The two-door Altima that just came out. She was the first person with it. So she came by to show us the car. I remember that. Okay, we at the door. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do when you do something good. We giving you a shout out. Also, shout out to my brother Norman. He picked up on a nice little snazzy little vehicle as well. But back to the story at hand. We go for a celebratory drink and food. We say, what up, Hardy?
What up?
Horace brings up all right. Horace brings up Duffy's because that's his place of choice. He got his card. He got his, his people he knowing that. He wants to go there. We were just about to go there, but oh no, here comes Bougie Tracy. Let's go to Rocco's Tacos. It's Taco Tuesday. Tuda said, oh yeah, I'm out. Too expensive for my blood. I get sucked in. I say, I don't got no money. They say, we got you. We go to Rocco's Tacos. My phone is ringing. I'm ignoring it because I'm hanging out. I'm blocking out negativity. That's what I thought I was doing. But boy, they say, if you ever want to tell God a joke, you tell him what you going to do. So in my mind, I'm blocking negativity. God say, nah, here come the hailstorm, nigga. And we sit down, we order. We having drinks and jokes or whatever. And my child's mother, her mother, comes and hands me her cellular phone. I just say, hello. And that's when the fireworks began. That was the worst. And I wasn't even lying. I was just trying to enjoy myself. If I would have just said, it was communication was the problem. So my brother Horace named me the great omitter because he said it was all my fault. He's right. After many years, it could have been avoided. All I had to do was say slight change of plans. She knew the people in place, but that's, guys, listen to me. One little snip of information can make you look like a terrible young man, and you can be doing all the right things. It happened to me. See this? This is the face. It wasn't even a real lie. It wasn't even anything to lie about. That was the hardest part of all, and I had to wear it because as a man, you're either right or you're wrong, and ain't no halfway. So I took that one. You happy, Horace?
I got caught up at one of his
You've been trying to hear that. He been trying to hear that for years. You were right. I was wrong. It's all right. Never again, though.
You are
never again though. I have to hurt your feelings before I hurt mine, because that was a very low period for me as a man. You don't know what it is. There's a couple things that a man can't take. Not being able to do what you said and being a liar is pretty damn low. And a thief. You missed that one, Hardy. The $10,000 thief came out as a millionaire.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good
Listen, I want to say this to women. A lot of times, a man's not a player. Sometimes he is the victim of circumstances. If you're a single dude, say I try to holler at Becky, and Becky give me the runaround, like, oh yeah, we're gonna chat, but nothing ever goes off. So a couple of days later, I talk to this person, you know what I mean? And we hang out for a night, don't go nowhere. A dude could go from zero dating or having zero chicks to a couple real fast. So I would say that there was somebody that at the time I wasn't with my person yet. Because in fact, to be honest, my ex, I was dating her, and I'm talking about I was all in. We dated for about 3 months, and then she was like, oh, well, she was with somebody. So I'm like, I'm in here 44 deep, and you talking about you with somebody? There's no way you are. But I'm either. So for like a couple weeks, I was like, I'm straight on you. So one of those people that been flirting with me out of the blue sees me at some Club 10 or something. And she was like, hey, you at home? I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm about to stop by. Okay, cool. Me naive, thinking, hey, just dropping by to visit. Y'all know what happened, right?
What do you mean naive?
Listen, sometimes you think like a chick just happening to stop by and visit you. But it was an agenda before I knew my powers. Listen, so he's going to get bad. So the person that we all know, she had the other side of her. So this person came through, we did the thing, and the person was in there snoring, and I fell out too. But in my mind, I could see the other person's face. Like, when you date Christian women or church women, they could be somewhere and it'd be like, out of the blue, what you doing? Like 4 a.m. So you cannot, some of the women do have powers. So I had to goddamn get up and play like I was going to work, knowing I had no goddamn job. While this other person over here snoring to death, right? I was like, hey, man, they didn't call me in an emergency. And so I had to act like I was going to work. And I was thinking the person would just leave, take my word for it. Oh, no, I had to get on the uniform, put on the clothes, and actually drive 95 to make it seem like I was going to work, bro. And it just worked out for me, because when I came back home, probably like an hour later, I hear my door open, and I'm in that thing, so to be honest, it could have been horrible. It could have been awful. It could have been bad, bro, because one thing I can say about that person, y'all know, they weren't all there on the other side. Y'all seen this whole nice, hello, yes, school, da-da. That mother would have broke that door down. She would have came through the window. So even though we weren't official together, boy, that would have been.
Should have introduced them both to each other.
Huh?
Should have introduced them both to each other.
He wasn't there yet.
Nah. So in reality, I was single, but somehow attached. It happens sometimes.
Oh yeah. A wise man once told me you got to get rid of all your women at the end of the year, or subconsciously you'll be in a relationship for many, many years, unbeknownst to you.
Bingo.
Bro, I was in a relationship with somebody like that for years, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not the main nigga. I'm just what am I reporting?
I heard they last longer.
Well, and get treated better.
One thing about it, man, if you one of the chosen, there'll always be a job for you in this society. Mario, we're going to let you skip this question. Thank you. All right, guys. What is something? Let me ask you something. You can join in on this, Mario. What is something impactful that you gave your kids in life, but you did not have? You ready for that question? Did you see it earlier? You need me to come back to you?
No, Dad. Shit. A dad.
Yeah.
Like I I just came from one of my close homeboys. That's why I'm late. I apologize, but it's like one of my close homeboys. He had a surprise birthday party, and it was in the city. And if anybody know Atlanta, it's a lot to get back home. I should have been home, but the traffic. And we were sitting around, and most of the people at the party was like family, and we all from Rivera. And we were sitting down like, man, look how far we done came. Like, look how like everybody going to like basketball games on the weekend, softball games, like dad showing up, like, hey bro, you can come support my child. Not only my dad to your child, but people in my city, I'm going to their children games and supporting and pouring in and coming up, you know what I'm saying, to support my homeboy, be a good dad. And it's like, it's just such a magnificent feeling. Sometimes I look at my son, even my daughter, me and her was talking today, and in the next couple of years, she's looking to buy a house. So she looking at me, and I'm telling her about stuff, and I'm like, this is amazing as a father, just to sit back and see, like, to be a part of this. And I'm sitting here like, why would you not want to do this? Like, this is amazing. Yeah, it might be daunting, and yeah, it might be a little hard at times, but to honestly say, like, bro, this is my seed, and as the captain of this ship, I'm driving it. And even when they get off the ship, they still asking me for directions when they get their own ship. That's an amazing feeling. So when you ask me what have I done, I could have went on an array of stuff, tangible and witty stuff that I gave my children, because I gave them a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because I tried to be what I didn't have. But it's just being a father in its totality, like being there to answer the phone, being there to say I love you, just constantly saying I love you, like just hearing that from a male figure, like being truthful with you, being honest with you, y'all being around. Like, I didn't know too many of my daddy friends growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my children know y'all. Like, my children is around my homeboys and stuff, and say uncles and stuff, like having the sense of like community. Like, my kids grew up understanding somebody has my back. I don't have to do this all on my own. And not only does my dad have my back, but people got his back. And that's an amazing thing, man. Just to understand when they say breaking generational curse, sometimes when I be going through my rigorous day and I want to go on and on, it's just like, it's amazing. I have to thank God, because my children will never know the nights we stood up under the light trying to counsel each other to figure life out. They'll never know that. They'll never have to know that, like, bro, I'm ready to get out the game, but I don't know how. They'll never know, man, this nigga tried one of us. We got to do something. Else we can't come back to the park. They'll never know that. And that's an amazing feeling. So anytime I get down, I pat myself on the back and say, if I don't do nothing else in life, I was a good dad. And that's what I gave my children.
Well, my brother, I'm gonna clap you up, because that was great. And not to take away from you, but you kind of took what I was saying and that was full parental support. So all of those things that you listed plus more, what we learned is when we planted that seed, you got to plant that seed as much as possible. Now, shout out to my mom, shout out to my dad for what they poured into me. But I think that there were things, there are things still to this day that my mom, it blows her mind that I'm willing to do that she would never, ever venture out to do. But what I realized is that they were limited to what they seen and what they were taught. And then they tried to impose that and make that our will, instead of letting us venture out and be who we wanted to be. We thought we had to do certain things. And I'm saying that from this standpoint. My family being of island descent, anyone who's from the islands, like the top things that your parents want you to be is like lawyer, doctor, math, something, teacher, so that they can brag. And it's just right. So they did their job as parents. And, look at my child, look what I did. Some of the things that Hart is mentioning that we're doing, but I guess on a grander scale, because it's more impactful for them, where we're pouring into them and building them up in character. Not saying that they didn't, but I think that some of the things that we probably expressed interest in, they shunned to try to put to the wayside, when that may have been the way that we needed to go, and we just needed someone behind them. So I say that because that's the thing that I think that I pour into my child as much as possible. So like Hardy says, we are fathers and uncles to the neighborhood kids that aren't even our kids, or the kids that come in contact with us. Once we get a certain, feel a vibe or see that they're actually trying. to get away from the norm and that they may be unsure, we kind of shore them up with support. And those are some of the things, like I say, I think that I've been able to provide for my daughter. There's a whole list of other tangible things, like Hardy said, that I was going to mention in the beginning, because I'm thinking like, you're doing something that somebody else ain't doing. But the truth of the matter is, once you're a man, there are certain things that you have to do for your kid. You no longer are important. So like clothes and fashion and things like that, that's probably the least of my worries. My daughter having a great or a solid head start on life, being grounded and understanding, how to conflict resolution, but also understanding that everything in this world ain't gonna be fair. You still gotta, power on through, knowing that someone else's path may not be your path. Find out what your path is and then pursue it. If that's what you say you want to do, follow through with that and just do that. Just being able to provide that level of education, because the education system is there. School, and sorry to be long, guys, but schooling is there. But we know that you need a little bit more than school to adapt to life and to actually be successful in this thing. And I think that I've been given a good blueprint with that. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing my best job, because we are our worst critics, but I think that I'm doing a good enough job letting her know that you can be who you are meant to be, your purpose, like my brother always says. So just giving her that backing. Sorry about the long. What about you, Chris or Horton?
You didn't go long.
That's what I always hear.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Listen.
Best 3 minutes of your life.
Yeah, I bet.
That's all you need.
Listen, before we came on today, Hardy, we was backstage talking about some stuff, and we were laughing about Harristown Senior, who was like Bernie Mac and Red Fox. Boy, what an asshole he was. But one thing I always tell y'all, he tried to teach me to be a pimp like him. He taught me about the streets, and he taught me about how to survive, which is something I'll come back to. He didn't teach me how to live. He taught me how to survive. And that was something that he can only give what he was given. And that's what he did. But for my kids, I gave my kids opportunities and possibilities. My dad taught me how to survive. He didn't teach me, that I could do all of those things. He laid out a blueprint of basics, like, hey, this is what you do. And that's what he did. Got him a job, eventually got married, started a family. Without me, but he started a family. And that's what he went to do with my kids. All that trauma we talked about on prior shows, I told y'all and y'all seen, I never wanted my kids experiencing none of the pain I had. Like not nobody showing up for football games or PTA meetings. I was a spelling bee champ, ain't nobody come. So with my kids, I don't think my kids really understand what I gave up to give them. And they probably never will, but I'll know. Y'all seen the days I'll get off at work and then have to go to a football practice or drive to Orlando, on a Tuesday night. Them kids don't understand that. Them kids are, hey, Tyler, I'm working late. He don't understand that. Like, he really be devastated if I don't come and watch him play a game. So I think that was the impactful thing, is like Mario said, taking the chains off. I didn't pass down what I was given. That quote is, a father passed down his sins to his son.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Something to that, man.
And I think we did that, man. I really look at us, man, from a bunch of Negroes underneath the street lights. If I didn't do nothing else to y'all, I don't think I ever showed y'all to be on some punk shit. Like, always be a daddy to your best ability. And I definitely had some baby mama years from hell that should have served as birth control for y'all. But yeah, opportunities and possibilities. And I must have did something right. My boys all in relationships. They didn't even try to be a player. The women love that. Like the first shot, they went and said, "I'm done. I'm sold."
That's how their dad fell. That's how their dad fell. And they say, "You know what? Got to go the other way."
No. Honestly, they paint me as this relationship person. Like Kendall's like, "Yeah, I seen you and Mom, da da da." I was like, "Really?" So that blueprint. That's why that Cosby Show image was so impactful to a lot of us. Or Different World. Different World made us want to go to college. Ain't nothing going on out there. But I know Chris Leo is gonna make everybody cry.
No, I won't say that.
Come on, man.
No, I mean, I'm just gonna reinforce everything you guys said, man. Yeah, put that out there.
What's that?
I'm gonna reinforce everything you guys said and donate to the cause. If you like the content, Date Doctor vlogs, donate to the cause. But what I want to say, I want to, reiterate everything that you guys were saying. I gave my child a dad. I never ever seen my dad, so I wanted to give my child a dad under any circumstance. I wanted her to know that there's somebody that is proud to call you his daughter, or you could be, I'm your father, and I take it damn seriously. I gave her a guidance counselor. I gave her somebody that, when you don't have to be afraid to talk to me. Say however you want to say. I give you the freedom to talk. I made deals with her, like even if you, like I said, for exchange for the truth, every time I ask you, I promise you I won't punish you the same day. I go to sleep, I wake up, I see another sunrise, and if it's that big of a deal, then I decide to punish you. But I want open lines of communication, and I gave her that. I gave her a personal security guard and Uber driver anytime anywhere she wants to go. I take her. I make sure she get there, make sure she get back safely, make sure nothing happens to her. You know what I'm saying? So I give her that. I give her a banker. You know what I'm saying? This year I taught her, I put her on my credit card to try to build her credit for so when she does graduate, she's going to 9th grade next year. So when she does graduate, she'll have a higher credit score, and life will be a little better for her. What else? I didn't give her an abusive dad. Like, I don't beat her. You know what I'm saying? I never felt the need that she did something that's wrong enough for me to beat her. So I didn't give her this fear of me. I gave her a respect. Like, I know I'm not your friend, but I'm going to respect your wishes. If you're upset, I'm going to let you be upset. I'll give you some time to cool off. But I was wanted to give her somebody that I kind of like what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't have. Being an older brother, it's like you never get put into a position to really look up to too much of anybody. That's why I give Horace so much shit, because I never had the opportunity to be a younger brother. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it feels to have all the expectations on you, and you gotta show up every time. So I put that same shit on Horace. Like, no, the show got to be perfect. You got to do this, you got to do that, and I want it done now, because I've never got the opportunity to. So all that the shit that I miss, I just dump it on Horace. That's all.
Yeah, that's honest. I really, I do really applaud y'all for that. When I see other people and their chemistry, man, I have such a high belief in y'all, man. Even when y'all might not see it, like, I always. Mario is the wise one, even though he ain't the oldest. Chris is the sensational asshole that, inside that, it's gonna, at some point after he becomes an asshole, he's gonna give you some shit you need to hear. Like, he's the optimistic one, and Zay is the great omitter. We pretty much living through Zay. Yes, absolutely. So I think
it's on a need to know basis, man. Y'all got to know all of my recipe. Just see the sauce and know that you can be the force. You can be the one, and you can do it. Just got to figure out your own recipe. That's it. I promise you.
It's amazing that we done got older. We really haven't changed, boy. 30th Street could be if Abbott Elementary could be a show, 30th Street can definitely be a TV show, boy. Because underneath that street light, from my house to the Mario house,
they don't believe the stories. They think that we be lying about half the stuff that we be talking about. We be like, no, dog, that really happened. It's really not a joke,
I want to do a show one day where I tell people on all these crazy stories, but the one man they talked about the other day in the church, we had a girl that had the biggest crush on me to ridiculous levels. In the church, they thought we was the worst, Chris, and I swear people would not believe it. This girl got on stage and confessed her sinful ways, right? If Zay telling me I'm lying, the whole church, there's 500 people in this room, don't know how they knew where I was in the room. They turned back when she said my name. That whole church turned back like I was the biggest heathen in the world. Me and
You
Zay
were
sliding down. What?
You were, according to one pastor, you were quote unquote the wolf stealing the sheep out the church. Well, amazing. Listen. Hey, we went in there trying to figure out who they were talking about. Everybody looking back too. Oh, I just saw.
They abandoned me, bro. They abandoned me. The whole church. This is like a mega church. Everybody look back.
I got your back, dog. Way back. I was right here.
All right. Since you're the great omitter, let me give you one more question. What is happening? Nah, you know what, Zay? I don't think you're gonna give me what I'm looking for. But if you dig deep in that little hairy chest of yours, beyond that is a heart. And I want you to confess some things that are going to be impactful for the people watching. What has happened in a prior relationship, Xavier, that you know affects your dating experience or has you with trauma?
Oh shit, that's easy. I don't trust nothing. As far as I can see, and I don't even trust that sometimes because my eye over here be giving me a problem. So I seriously can say that I have trust issues to the point where, like, I trust you to do what it is that you're gonna do. I'm not insecure, but I don't need you to do anything for me, because what I learned in this life is that I ain't special. They talked about Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, so I know they talk about me. You understand me? But people like to hinge things on you a lot. You know, like, oh, you made me cheat. The hell I did. You wanted to cheat, so you followed through with the order. Don't put that on me. I call it a transference of energy. You got to do whatever it is that you got to do. And what I had to learn is believe that what a person is showing you that they're doing is exactly what they want to do. That's the end all be all. I, as my brother would tell me, think that I have control over everything. And we actually had this conversation recently. And I had to sit down, I had to ask him some things. And I'm like, my brother, what is my job? Like, what do I do? I got my own business, 2 of them, 3 of them. And I'm used to delegating to individuals what to do who don't seem to have it together, right? Give them a plan of some sort. However, he told me that I like to be in control of situations. And I said, you know what, you might absolutely be right. I think that because I had a great idea and I can foresee how this could work for us, that this got to be the way to go. And not realizing that people have their own mind and they're going to do what it is they're going to do. I say all that to say this. Whatever it is that is inside of a relationship that you're going to do, you're going to do. I don't like when people put forth whatever goes wrong onto that other individual. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But that is something from prior relationships that I learned it messed my trust up for people or me going forward with people until they show me that you're going to actually do. Because I know me. And I say that because who I am to a person, I'm loyal. I'm 100%. If I'm with you, I'm with you. I don't care about anything else that's going on. If there's a problem, if I'm doing anything wrong, if you tell me, I'll try my best to work on it. Not saying that I'm gonna fix it immediately, immediate gratifications. I'm an old dog. I've been doing this for 30 plus years. It's gonna take some time for me to change, but I'm gonna make the steps that it takes. I can't move on, every other person's whim. What I've noticed in that is when you start to make changes, it seems like just like as soon as you start to make changes toward, the person that you're dealing with, is when they bail out on you and then they blame you. And that just messed all my trust up. So I said all that to say this. Sorry if I was long again, but again, that for me, that's my trust issues. Insecure, never ever been a thing of mine. You're gonna do whatever you're gonna do. And I'm not worried about you. If you with me, you with me. And I know that you're all right. And if you're not, then I can kind of sense it and I understand that too, because everybody is who they are. So what about yours?
I will definitely be calling Ivory Shields after the show to schedule you a session, my brother Xavier.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm willing to do the work. I just know that I'm one of these people. I know what the problem is. I just probably haven't figured out the correct way on how to fix it. I could probably fix you.
That nigga be verbally molesting you. He will verbally molest You dog. This is what he does. This guy is amazing at that shit.
Ooh.
Yes.
Zay's amazing at that shit.
One of my many talents, my brother.
I want to tell you, after the show, we're going to have this conversation about how I was invited to Denny's at 1 a.m. after a session of drinking, only to witness Norman and Zay having a drunken conversation about relationships. You know what I did?
I was being verbally
my
abused.
All-American and tuned both of them out because I'm like, we have had this relationship at the dinner room table too many years for y'all to mess up my eggs, which were not immaculate. All right. Listen, since we're being honest tonight, and I might risk losing a love interest, I want to say this quickly. It don't take all that. They went all around the world trying to be long. I know. One day you're gonna get long. But I will say this, man. When I was a little more,
never say that again. I'll never say that again. Don't ever say that again. Just don't say it.
I don't even know what I said. Listen,
don't say it again.
When I was chiseled up, whatnot, I would say this. The reason I had trust, I had a phobia. I had a phobia of marrying the wrong person, right? And I had a phobia of being in the wrong relationship.
Check.
I hate you, Chris. Listen. So the problem where I have my issue was trust. My trust is a little bit different. I have met people that instantly fall in love, and I never could. And that was one issue that caused me to have trust, right? And second of all, especially after y'all know each other, y'all do the thing you do, bam, 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 and then all of a sudden everything has shifted. Now they all in love. That caused me to have trust issues. I'm like, maybe I have some issues with me. Like, do you love me or do you love that? But the biggest reason I had trust issues was I seen how easy it was for women to cheat, right? So back in the days, I've had chicks. I was the guy that women cheated with. So I have a chick say, "Oh, I'm going to the wash house," and she'll drop everybody to the wash house, but she wasn't at the wash house. Or a chick will say, "Oh, I'm going to get something to eat." I told her I'm going to get something to eat, and I'm going to pick it up, and they come through 10 minutes, bam, and they out. So for a long time, my dad taught me this, which I take pride in. Listen, never think you special. Never. I taught this to Zay. I taught this to Art. Never think you special. But it did affect me for a little while when I was in a serious relationship because, you got to know it's coming back. Never think you special. For all the stuff that I did, you have to be open to knowing that, the game of love is the game. So I would say that was probably something that gave me trauma for a while. Not trusting that she genuinely actually liked me, or did she like me for other reasons, whether it was the sex or who we was in the streets. So that's my confession. Super Mario, Chris, come on, man.
Usher.
Hey.
Go ahead, Chris.
See, mine was a little different. Mine was the opposite. My problem has always been cheating. Like I've never been faithful in my life. I don't know. I get into the situation, and I catch cold feet. I get anxious. I get claustrophobic, and it's like I have to have variety, or I have to have another one, and it's almost like it's something routine because it's something I've been doing since I was like 16 years old, and it's like I don't know. It's like I can't get myself to really like put all my eggs in one basket because I've suffered a lot of loss when it comes to women that I love. So it's like I don't know. I just can't. I have never been a little bit of both, but it's been cheating for me. I've always done it. That's why I've been single for so long, dog. Because I really don't want to do what I used to do. Like I really was bad. So nowadays I'm trying to chill out. But dog, a lot of that shit was me, dog. Like I really get cold feet and get anxious. Like I'd be trying to do it, and then I just feel like, man, let me just go see what's up in the streets and shit like that. And then it started happening now, and then one turns into two, and it comes into a recurring thing. And you can't build nothing like that, like acting like that. Yeah.
Bro, that's an understandable. Wait, that's an understandable problem though. Look at Magic Johnson. Look at
I don't want to look at
what's the
Magic
other
Johnson.
huh? Well, listen,
Man,
Magic,
I was gonna tell you.
Magic minus the magic, bro. The man was having 7, 8 women a day. So for you to go from having those experiences, that's why some of those fantasies and those addictions and those vices, boy, it's hard to tame. So if you used to having enjoyment with, that's real. I think that's honorable to be transparent to somebody and be like, listen, like, what are you giving me? You about to have me trade in all these properties on Boardwalk for this one on Baltimore. Maybe that analogy works. Super Mario Senior.
I think you self-sabotage.
That's crazy. That's a great analogy, bro. I swear to God, me and one of my homeboys, my younger homeboys, he in a serious relationship right now. He came to me for what I don't know, because I'm no guru at this. I always state at every platform I get on, I'm new to this, hopefully true to this, but I'm still new to this. And I always say that he was asking me that, and I was telling him that that's so that when a lot of people give you marriage advice, they overlook that part. Like I always tell people, if you think you're gonna wake up one day, and me and Chris get into this a lot, because when he speaks of love, you speak of it as like this amazing thing, which it is, but most of the amazingness start with you. So like it's almost kind of like I don't want you to ever think, not saying you can't have it. I just always want to, just make it real. Is when you think you're gonna wake up one morning and meet this one girl, and she gonna make you not want to have sex with nobody else, or not want no other woman, and only want her, and she give you butterflies every day, and you just so smitten that you just can't live without her. That's the honeymoon stage. So at every point of somebody's marriage or engagement, they're gonna go through that. But then you're gonna go to a realistic stage of, can I be 70 in a rocking chair where my dick don't work, and we don't worry about money, and we can't travel all over the world, and I know all your indiscretions, and you know all of mine, but I still look over there in that rocking chair and say, I wouldn't have been with nobody else but you. See, that's the reality of what you're looking for when you say white. To me, that's what I got married for. So when I was going down that lane, I was like, dang. When I heard this question, I was like, what indiscretion? And then, of course, any man from the hood is going to be trust, because everything we was raised on was teaching us not to trust women. It was teaching us not to trust women. And the other thing it was teaching us is what? How to get the best of women, how to be the better part, how to get the most out of a woman and give them the least. That was player. That was keeping it pushing P and all whatever they call it right now. That was the thing. I'm going to get the most out of you by giving you the less of me. So when you mastered that game for the better part of your boyhood to manhood, and then you switch over in life and in a relationship and you say, you know what? I think I found the one. It's no switch you can just turn off to say, hey, I'm done with all this I've learned and I've mastered for the last 20 years. And because you just so magnificent today, I'm just going to leave all that game I've learned all over. I've been playing basketball for 20 years to make it to the NBA. I'm going to quit the NBA and just go to the NFL because I love the Dallas Cowboys. That's not realistic. So I think what happened is in life that you got to say, that's a trauma. And if I carry it over, then I have to understand that you're right. Everybody has said something right on this screen. I agree with Horace when you're not special, because it's always somebody out there who's better. But you special in this remark that's the person who was assigned to you. Then I agree. Every woman can cheat. And most men who come from that walk of life I just speak of, we're not talking about suckers. They don't go through their women's phone. They don't clock them everywhere they go. So they become easy to be cheated on. I'm easy to be cheated on. Mm-hmm. I'm not going through your phone. I'm not asking where you're going. I'm not questioning you. I'm trusting you to be who you said you are. But they come back to this. Like Zay said, like, and everybody is saying the same thing. And I had to go through all this because it's hard to trust women when you've been taught every way to manipulate a woman. When you've been number two to so many good women, when you've seen women who you respect, like, wow, I can't believe she cheating. Wow, I can't believe. Sometimes you shoot your shot knowing you're not going to make it, and you switch that bitch 6 times in a row. And then it'll be like, wow. Sometimes you ask yourself, why is she even working with me? So,
Mhm.
but then sometimes you gotta tell
That's a real
yourself
question.
it don't matter, because if you believe you are who you all say you are, then if they do any of the things that you just said, it's they lost. So going into my marriage, I had to let go of that trauma of the same thing. My trauma is no different than y'all. It was trusting a woman. I tell you this all the time. I trust you to be a woman, flawed and all. I trust you to be a human being above all. I understand you're not going to be perfect, because there's only one man that worked this work that was perfect. So I have to understand that my grace can't be less than what God has given me every day, because I'm imperfect. So you're right, I got an ego, and you're right. If you cheat on me, I don't know if I'm gonna stay or not. But I know this though. Every day I can't be worried about that. I can't be worried about what you're doing. I can't be worried about if you living up to me. If I try to be the best person I can, then hopefully you do. But if you don't, I know who I am. And I know that you lost. And I can stand on that. I can go to sleep on that, and I can believe on that. See, I think the uncertainty come when you know you didn't give your all. You know you wasn't faithful. You know you was bullshit. But if you can honestly say, bro, I did everything I could, then that trauma, that one trauma right there, I know you can overlook, because, bro, it all ends and falls with you, and you're not responsible for somebody else fucking up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the end of the day, and that's where I look at that trauma right there. And I ain't want to go on and on, but I had that same trauma, because the hardest part of me is, especially me, because I took being a player seriously, like calculated. I studied this shit. Like when women talk to me, I was like, okay, so that's what it is. Okay, so do this. I didn't try to do the opposite. I try to do exactly what they wanted, because they don't make no sense to make you want what I want. If that's what you want, if you want 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, how could I be 1, 2, 3, and 4? Because if I give you 1, 2, 3, and 4, it don't matter what I say or do, you're going to be happy, and I don't have to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that was what it was. But when you master that, it'd be a game to you. So then you gotta start saying, like, damn, like, what's real? And then go ahead, girl.
I just, in my experience, dog, it's something electric about that time where you're not together. I'm just being honest, dog. I've never been in a situation where it got better when we settled down. I don't know nobody, too many people that say that it got better when they settled down. The way a woman treats you, to me, in my opinion, when she's trying to get you, it's an amazing way of being treated. That honeymoon stage, it's like maybe I'm in love with that honeymoon stage, so I just try to keep it there. But
that's the only thing you can be in love.
Yeah, I'm about to say you ain't made it past that. I think me and Chris, we may have similar issues.
I'm just saying,
we don't have the same. Everybody's different.
Like, because you never been with a woman who solely heartedly know that you got her. That woman,
yeah,
without any inhibition, freely knowing securely that this man got me.
I never tried. I ain't even never tried.
Well, that was a whole. I never had it. Shit, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. That's why I always preach. I'm new to this. I never ever gave a woman the full pressure, because I never been married.
Treatment.
See, when you say I'm married to you, and then the woman know you standing on that, and you really believe in that, they got a different kind of because they know, like right now, the same thing you're saying right now, a woman knows this who watched this show. If Chris ever says, will you marry me? He's all in. But that's a security that every woman dream of. So to be in that situation was saying, my wife know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I got you not because of what you do, but because of what I stand on. I'm not cheating because of who I am, not because you're so great to me. I'm being a man of the house, not because you cook every day, not because you clean every day, because I think that's my job as a man. See, this don't have nothing to do with her. This has something to do with me and what I stand on. And I chose you. It's not because you did so great. There's a lot of great women out here. It's because I chose you. And I want to give you the best of me every day.
How you think she feel about that? How you think she feel about you verbalizing it that way?
I don't know. I can see that's one thing. That's why I keep telling you. I can't control.
Well, we know women. We want women want things to be about them. So I don't know if it's easy to hear your husband saying,
But
"Oh, this
do
ain't
they?
about you. This me."
Right.
This
I don't know either. And I don't
But
speak for women.
do
I
they?
don't speak for women. I don't try to be women. I don't try to get in their head. All I do is say this. I can guarantee you this. She knows I got her. So if you're asking me, how does she feel about having a husband that is willing to do what every woman out here talks about for her? I think she feels pretty good. Because that's what it's about. It's about knowing right now, trying to be funny, but we on a transparent show. My wife hasn't been working. Y'all know that. She ain't worried. She get up in the morning and be like, shit, she pregnant right now. She ain't worried. Like, I take my son to the park. I talk to him. I take him from school. I talk to my daughter. Like, I'm saying, like, just to have that saying, bro, we good. Not only that, like, when you need a break, go get a break. I love my son. I love my kids. I confide in her. Because all I can do is be the best I can, Chris. Because put like this, what you're saying is a good question. Because if it's not enough for her, if she need me to come home every day and say, I'm doing all this because of you, then maybe I'm just not enough. And I'm okay with it.
But you know what, though? I think it's just
it.
this, though, Hart. With y'all being married, she knows you and she understands. Well, me just having multiple conversations with Jaleesa, she understands who you are. So to individuals that hear that, that's probably hard for them to hear. But she knows that this is how Mario talks, and she understands where y'all have y'all love language. So
and
she
know
understands
this.
it. So
Not to cut you off, she know this.
Yeah,
it's a pressure relief. They know that she don't have to be perfect. Because see, one time when you tell a woman it's all about her, then she got to walk around thinking she's perfect at all times. And if she slip and she's not your princess, your queen, in this moment, what'll happen then? Because you're right. Like if she your everything, she just the best thing in the world to you. What happened when one day you wake up and she not? You gonna leave her? So now that pressure, you work at a job. If you a daddy right now, just having that pressure every day of being somebody's everything is too much, and I don't want to put that on nobody.
But dog, I can come to a job, become a manager within a sort of period of time, and excel at that. I can start coaching kids.
Right.
Don't know nothing. Coach kids, be good at that. Nigga, I don't know nobody that's gonna say I'm a slimy homeboy. Nobody. I ain't got nobody that's gonna say I'm a slimy homeboy. I know strangers that stand by me. The only thing that I cannot get right is fucking my relationship with women. I cannot get that shit right, and I excel in damn near everything else I put my mind to.
It's value. It's
self-sabotage. Yeah.
Well, what if it requires you to put your heart to it?
Right.
What's that?
Say it again, Tootie. I don't think they heard.
What if it's something that requires you to put your heart to it?
I don't put my heart before my mind. I put my mind before my heart.
I doubt it.
That's
what. Well, let me show you. This is what I'm talking about. Value. Let me show you how you do. Coaching kids, mindly and irresponsible than when the part of life you is right now. Let me tell you why. You can't afford to coach kids right now.
I can't afford that shit.
And it take away from time from your daughter and building a future for you and your kid. But you did it. Because you know why? Because you love them kids. You put your heart before your mind. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Trick yourself.
When it's not even trick. It's when you start, because you know why? You wasn't afraid to fail because you knew that if you being a coach was good enough. That's what I'm talking about, that pressure. You didn't have to be the best coach in the world. You just had to be a coach. Amen. See, that's the thing about being a husband. I'm not going to be the best husband in the world. I'm not trying to be. I'm just telling Jaleesa I'm guaranteed to be your husband, goddamn it, and the best I can be. That's all. See, but when you go into a relationship trying to be the best, trying to have all these accolades, trying not to fuck up, you gonna fuck up. You was a manager. I talked to you your first week. Man, I ain't doing that good. You still a manager. You getting better. That's life. But when a relationship comes around, I don't want to do this. I can't mess it up. Bro, you can't have that pressure on you. That's why I do that to Jaleesa. I don't tell her you have to be Superwoman to marry me. You just have to be Jaleesa. I signed up for you. And we're going to keep going through life. Hopefully, together, doing the best we can. We humans. And that's all we're going to do. And I think if we start looking at, because nobody never told me this, bro. I'm learning this right now. I felt the same way Chris saying. I don't want Chris. I was like nervous. Like, how am I gonna find a wife? Am I gonna be a good enough husband? Me and Tootie talk. Like, bro, if I had known this, if I had known that. I talked to a couple more of my married homeboys. Man, I should have known this. And know what I found out? If was a fifth, we all be drunk. And all of them are looking back, saying if they had a new then. But one thing they did do is take that leap and try. So now Horace can say, being a married man, I know this, this, and this. His first marriage didn't set him back. It promoted him into being the better man he is now. Now he know when I come in the house and she upset, don't take it personal. See what's wrong. I know this now. So it didn't make him worse. That's what society tell you. Oh, you been married once. No. You had a job once. You didn't know no more. You worked at Ruth Chris. It made you a better worker for you as right now. That's how you got to look at life, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Because, and I'm so passionate about this because I honestly believe y'all are great men. And no matter how much the Caddy Club and all these other women on the side say this, somebody out there is like, Jesus Christ, give me Chris, Horace, and Zay. Jesus Christ. It's somebody, daddy, praying, please let my daughter get Chris. I'm telling you. Because you're going to be praying out. You and Zay got daughters. I got a daughter right now who's dating. I'm praying that she get a man with better morals and better life than me every day. Because she's going to get a man. That's just, she's going to get that. Hopefully. You just crazy world. She's going to get a man, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that she's praying.
Tell her, though? What are you going to tell her?
I'm going to tell her that she can't control him. It's not her job to. It's your job to be the best woman you can be. That's it. Bro, she can't control him. She can be the best woman he can be. He can cheat on her and be a shitty husband. You divorce him, you get closer to God because he was telling you something you didn't hear. Listen to his voice more, and you get back out there. You don't change nothing that you did unless it was wrong because you didn't do nothing wrong. It's never wrong to do right. If you meet a shitty person, that don't mean that you was wrong. That means you wasn't in tune. Get in tune and get back out there. People say, I got a shitty, it's women out here crazy. It's good women too.
It's guys out here crazy. It don't matter.
I would say this.
That's an excuse.
Like you talk about the mind over heart. I would just say this from my experience. One is intent. At some point, you're going to have to take that leap, right? So everything you have put your mind to, you've succeeded in. So the only thing stopping you from having success is you saying, I'm open to the experience. In a relationship, number two, I'll say this. Give each other grace. That was the biggest thing I learned. Grace with each other to know that, hey, if they didn't get it right, just having that leeway. Don't have so many expectations because expectations really fail us. But have grace for each other. If she ain't get it right, hey, give her some grace and believe that she's going to get it right. And know when they fail you or something goes wrong, you have to believe that that person that you're in love with doesn't have ill intent. You got to see them in the best, even when even in the worst situation, you got to believe in them. So grace is the biggest thing I tell anybody in a relationship. And that was one thing that I lacked in the beginning was to give each other grace because our expectations for each other was so big that, once you failed expectations, start that resentment, and then you can't see, then you can't hear. But if you have grace, you give somebody some little leeway to know we're going to work it out at some point.
I think what you're saying, though, Chris, I think what you're saying, Horace, is this. What you're saying is real and true. And I think Chris wholeheartedly understands and knows that. I just think me and Chris have the same viewpoint. I could be wrong. You can stop me if I am, Chris. But we've seen this where you'll give them all of you, knowing that you're not perfect, but you're giving them 100% of you. And then after a while, you see that 100% of you wasn't enough because they didn't extend those things that we were taught. And I think me and Horace had that conversation a little bit earlier today. We were taught those things, extend grace, know that the person's not perfect, that they're going to mess up because you're not perfect and you're going to mess up at some point. And you want them to have the same pittance for you as far as that goes, that same grace and mercy for you when you make those decisions, and we weren't giving them back. So I think, and I could be wrong, because like I said, stop me if I am. I just think that, or I feel like the shortcoming for me is how long before the true you emerges, and then you're not, as given, or you don't want to give me the grace that I gave you. Like we talked about, we have homeboys who have been in relationships that, man, if it was somebody else, they would have been out of a relationship, and they steady keep fighting through it, knowing that this person ain't perfect, knowing this person gives them a headache, knowing this person makes them mad, but the love prevails. And then when it's on your end, ain't no love there, and you're stuck, with the anger and anguish. I know that's for me. So for Chris, I know who's had loved ones, loved women, and things didn't go the way that they should have for him, but he put his all into it. I think that's a shortcoming for you, as it is, I know, for me. Am I wrong?
The only part I disagree with is 100%. I've never been, like I said, I've never been monogamous with a woman. I've never been.
But you never tried that. You never tried to be either.
I never tried.
So don't leave that out.
So I know. I don't know how that feels. I don't know if it'd make it better, but I know I've never given that, and I can't say that I haven't loved women, because there's been some women that I truly, truly, with all my heart, love. I just haven't been faithful to those women, so that's something I gotta truly gotta work on.
But that's what they said to you. You've never tried it, so until you try it, you ain't gonna never cheat. That was Mario tell me all the time. Say you gotta at least try it.
My homies are trash and husbands. My homies are trash husbands.
So be the anomaly.
I'm going to exclude you right now.
Be the anomaly.
Hardy, but
your ass will disappear tonight.
Y'all niggas trash, dog.
It's me. The fuck I was not. Husbands. No, I was not. Hell, I wasn't.
But I think this, Chris.
Other motherfuckers trash. It wasn't me.
But Chris, think about this. I remember when you said, I'm finna go back to Orlando. Listen where I'm finna go with. I'm finna go back to Orlando. And I'm finna get a job, bro. And I'm finna work a job. You said that before you went.
Yeah.
So you had made up your mind. No matter what kind of job, the job could have treated you like shit. The job could have been a non-paying job. In your head, I made up my mind. Chris, it didn't matter what the job was going to do for Chris. You had already made up your mind. I'm finna get to Orlando. I'm finna work a job for at least this long. I'm finna give it my all. If the job don't treat me like they supposed to, that's on them. I'm finna do me. And then what happened? You got another job. Then that job you grew. But it started with you saying, you ain't say, I'm gonna get a job, and if that job in 6 months ain't treating me like I'm supposed to be treated, then I'm out of here and I'm gonna get another job, because see, a job need to know I'm Chris. And if you said I'm gonna get a job and then I'm gonna work a job. You got a job, then got another job, and then that job you grew and grew and grew. That's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. I think sometimes we overthink relationships. You get a relationship and be like, I heard this, they just said, well, if I need you to give me great, because I'm giving you the best, and if you don't start giving me what I'm giving you, bro, sometimes my wife don't treat me the best as well as I think she should treat me. That don't mean I'm gonna be like, nah, shit, I deserve better than I'm out. Dog, sometimes okay, this might be the season where I do more. It might become a season where she do more.
Right.
That's the point. See, we so used to getting it our way because we have a plethora of women we can go, well, I'm going to speak for me then. I don't want to speak for y'all. I was so used to getting in my way because I could say, well, you don't want to do this? Well, I'm going to go to her. Well, you don't want to do this? I'm going to go to her. Huh?
I thought you taking shots at us.
No, I'm just saying. Because, I want to, because now when you have a group of women, and it's not a lot. It is sometimes as men, especially at this age, you got women enough to say, oh, you don't want to go to the movies? I don't have to go to the movies. I can just call her and go to the movies. But when you got a wife, you got to say, you don't want to go to the movies? Well, damn, I guess I got to go by myself, or I got to go another time. And that's okay. That's hard to swallow. That's hard for me to swallow.
That's hard. That's the problem right there. I think that single is a disease, dog, and you catch that shit, and it's like making your own decisions when you want to make your own decisions, when you want to cook what you want to cook, eat how you want to eat. Man, and then on top of that, with a daughter, dog, I don't think that women understand the dynamic of a man that truly cares about his daughter. Dog, that's a lot of the love goes there. And it's almost like I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'd be cheating her, my daughter, if I'm sitting on the couch and my lady want to lay on me and my daughter's here.
I hope you feel like she's gonna be cheating you, because pretty soon it's gonna be another dude with her, and she's not gonna be thinking about my daddy.
100%. She definitely.
I hope you, because I'm telling you, with a 21-year-old, that's one thing I always tell people: you can't let your kids, can't have that responsibility to dictate your love life. You're the adult. At the end of the day, you're being a father to her. You can't be Kylie's boyfriend, because pretty soon it's fine. You got 6-7 years. You got a little time. But pretty soon she's gonna be in college.
It's almost like
Chris, you're being this is Chris now.
Selfish.
Chris is always going to modify something to his securities and his comfort. Chris, there's no relationship you're going to be in that does not require some responsibility and accountability. That is something that you preach. Also, you cannot expect so much and give so least.
I disagree with the last.
I know you do.
And third, Chris, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, listen. I mean, it does. Mario gave you the perfect analogy, and you still ain't following that road. Like even when we got out there and hustle, it requires some work. Yeah. So the relationship can be everything you wanted, but it does require some work. It does require some transparency, some vulnerability.
It's responsibility, Chris.
You want something, and you're more. Wait a minute. You have more fear than you have hope.
Okay.
That's fear. That is fear. But you will apologize for calling me trash. I want that exemption. You will apologize to me, sir.
No, what do you rate yourself as a husband? What do you rate yourself as a husband on a scale of 1 to 10? When you was a husband?
I was an 8.
Does that?
I wasn't married to you, nigga.
I'm just saying. Do you weigh that on because you paid bills?
No, nigga.
What did you weigh that on?
Bro, listen, that's another show. I was a hell of a husband. Jesus. Yeah, you were not.
You got the same report?
But I don't give a damn what you think.
You judge you
my life.
Yourself.
Boy, when I left, bitch, my life said, shoo.
Man.
Yeah,
hilarious. Y'all are hilarious.
That but no, hypocritically.
I think it's just a consideration.
You guys are not good examples.
You weren't even in a. You weren't even in a relationship. You talking about examples?
Because I see you niggas. What you niggas do?
You don't base your life off me. You don't base your life off me.
You know what's crazy? I'll tell you a weekend I had with Chris, and it made me rethink love, and it was him. And it's crazy that it goes full back circle to this. He probably ain't gonna like it. So one weekend, him and his girlfriend, they was going through some whatever. So he called me. We got up in the middle of the night and drove. And I seen my dog. I said, God damn, my dog don't really call me like unless it's serious, but unless it's some serious shit. Like, so he called me like, bro, we gotta go. So I'm like, all right, we gotta go then. And I was like, this nigga really love. I had never seen this before. So I understand where the hurt come from because I had never seen. At that age, I couldn't fathom this. I was like, you know, lost your like. I'm semi mad at him that all these women out here that you could possibly be this. Like, what the hell is wrong? Like what's wrong? And he telling me I don't understand. And then now, full circle, I didn't understand.
You don't understand.
I didn't. Because I had never. I'm saying now that I understand what this is, I never have felt it. That I need to, and she know I'm coming. See that right there is what I'm talking about. And it's just that some unseen circumstances, that situation, it is what it is. But that feeling right there is, you know that feeling. You know that commitment. You know that. You just got to say, I deserve that and I can have that. You just got to tell yourself that. Because at this point right now, you just don't feel like you can get that again. And I'm telling you can. Because you've had it. And you had it when I had no idea. I was losing my mind. It was just my dog. So people know I'm loyal to a fault. So if you call me, I'm gonna ask questions later, or we'll get into it later. But if you need me, you need me. So that's whatever. But I was still like, this nigga right there. What the hell?
Chris know better. Chris
when he told me, I was mad as hell.
Chris like being free. And Chris just like being free. You don't like having to consider anybody else's feelings but Chris. He expresses it every Monday night. I just like I don't please, I don't this. If you listen to what he's saying, I love you, brother, but that's what you're saying.
But
It's
that's
the
what the
consideration.
same
But I can
reason
also
your
say
same
this too, because
your same apprehension is what's gonna fuel you to be the best husband it is.
yeah,
I'm telling you. That's why I never proposed to nobody before. I never got like that. Everything you're feeling, I felt. Like, bro, I don't want to be no shitty husband. Bro, I don't want to lose. I don't want to fail at this. I don't want to I don't want this. Nobody wants it. But I'm saying in my heart, bitch, I don't want to be fucked up at this. But then a wise man had to tell me, you can only control your half. Somebody just said, John just said, it takes two. So then that gave me, what that gave me, Krista? I ain't got to be Superman. So I could just be Mario. And if Mario not enough, we'll go get you or somebody else.
I want Chris to change his name to Chris Hitch Leo. Hitch the movie. You are Hitch. Chris is Hitch. If you watch the base of that movie, Chris is Hitch, because beyond that date doctor is a loving, comfortable, just you are the best kind of guy a woman could want in a relationship.
You might want to tell the women that they got bad things to say about them.
Yeah, but that's your defense mechanism.
You know it. I was just about to
say.
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah,
Chris
please.
is a pomegranate.
He tender like a mother.
That's what it is.
He wearing sweaters,
Chris
holding hands, with penny loafers on. I remember that, Chris. Penny loafers with the sweater around his neck.
That'll show you some other things too, so you know.
Yeah, don't show me nothing.
Hey,
listen, we ain't gonna get to the last question, man. Hey, no sir. No sirree.
The man with the Vassier guy rolling.
Yeah, you acting up tonight, boy.
Like they want to know what you're drinking. Yeah,
I say that Vassier, and I got that Tazo tea. Y'all gotta get on that.
Yeah, look at that, your girl, man.
Yeah, put me on sleep pass.
Yeah, he is.
But I think, see, you know what's crazy? That's what every woman want.
Somebody
they want a protector. They want that wild guy that treat them like princess of the world. They want that. Yeah, this nigga fuck something up.
They want future.
But he loved me, and he don't treat me like that. I'm telling you, at the end of the day,
100%.
That's just what everybody want. Everyone want that. See, I think you have the best of both worlds, because we came up through a society on the rough side of the mountain that made you like that rugged side. But then that loving side that you have, that you show Kylie, you show Toya, you show baby sister, you show auntie. So any woman, and I ain't gonna name your girl, but I'm just saying any woman that you've encountered, it's been the same. It's been Shrek. You've been that ogre, but boy, you get your Fiona, and then now you loving, you tank. I'm saying it's that. But I'm saying that's what women want. That's why every woman gonna look at the show and be like, I want me a Chris. I want me a Chris. It's just that they don't know if they gonna get the soft inside. That's just all it is.
If you gonna act like y'all don't have this love-hate relationship in front of these people right now, we gonna do this. That's what we doing. Yeah.
They want Future to act like Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they do. Everybody want that. In every capacity, everybody, like every man want a good girl that's a stripper.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
I want Rihanna to be Claire Huxtable.
Right. Everybody want that. Everybody want that. You want the woman who good at the dinner parties, the business parties, who wears a long strap but gets home and swings off the chandelier and blows your mind. Everybody want them two dualities in the world.
Yeah. I need that thing to be popping like strudels. Hey, closing comments. I'm going to the dude with the ugly shirt.
Ain't nothing but a hate. I ain't getting nothing but compliments.
I just said ugly shirt and he hollered out. See, I've been doing that all night.
Because I know you ain't got no flavor, but it's all right. Though. Girls love pugs. I'm telling you, you need one of these shirts. I'm telling you, dog. I got you. Don't worry about it. We've been talking about this for a while. But hey, listen, we know we went long.
Well, that didn't come out right, Shelly. You don't know who you're talking to. That was horrible.
It's gonna come out right. You just keep on.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to say to Chris. All right.
Definitely.
Close the comments,
I
Zay.
appreciate y'all. Listen, y'all don't want to start interrupting me in the middle of my sermon. Hell with you. Listen, I appreciate y'all for coming. I always tell you one of two things. Tag a friend, share it on your page. We always appreciate you spending time. We know we went long in true Tootie fashion tonight. Hopefully you pick some gems from what we were talking about and apply it to your life. Thank you from the blackest of the super friends, or the black super friends. What you got?
Chris.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Check this. Here on the Black Super Friends podcast, we like to celebrate Black excellence, especially Black male excellence. And I want to spotlight Black male that's doing this thing with the the NFL draft first pick, first round, 21st pick was Kaiir Elam. I like to give a big shout out to that young man. Man, I had the pleasure of being of coaching, not coaching him directly, but running practices what he was involved in, because he was involved in the Ball for Life program that I used to coach for. And this is amazing kid, man. I like to give a big shout out to him, and I wish nothing but the best. His father, Abe, we grew up together. I like to call him a friend, man. And just to see his son, a kid that I watched at Benjamin High School play ball. The kid, have you ever seen the kid play? He played like Anquan Bolden did at Pahokee when he was there. But amazing kid. I want to just give a big shout out to Kaiir Elam, Cinco Savage, man. It was hard for me. I had to secretly root for you because you was on the Florida Gators, but I always did root for you, my brother, and I wish nothing but good luck for you, man. You and your family.
Bro, don't leave his father out. Like, as us being the Black super friends and us being fathers, I seen Abe last night, and I had to shake his hand and give him a hug and congratulate him on a great job as a Black father that he's doing with Kaiir, with his brother, with himself, man. If you think about that, his family single-handedly from Revere, and we were talking about some of the things that come from Revere. Well, this is a fact, and this is a product of Revere. Abe went to the NFL and played, I think, 12 or 13 successful seasons, and he got clocked. He didn't go high in the draft, but because of circumstances. But we knew if it wasn't for them circumstances, he would have gone high. But forget that. The mentorship program that he put in place for names like Jacoby Brissett here in Palm Beach County and amongst countless other athletes, impeccable. Hats off. Salute to you. Your brother made it to the NFL, so that's like Peyton and Eli at this point. Now your son, come on, man. And when we talking about Black excellence, if y'all leave that man out, and I do look at Abe as a friend, we got history. Abe, I salute you again. Like I said, I dapped him up, I hugged him, and I told him these same very words that I'm telling you tonight. I said it to him. That man puts in that work, and as a Black father, he make me proud coming from Revere. So that's my piece to that.
Abe, big shout out to Abe. Abe gave me my first appearance fee. I just want to give a big shout out to him. Even before that, man, I love what he's been doing in the community, and he's been doing it for a while. The Abe Foundation is something that we totally support, man. Just a big, much love to his family, and the other side of the family. I know Richie, I know Erica, I knew we went to school together. So all of them, man, it's a beautiful thing, very beautiful thing.
All right, well, both of y'all took what I wanted to say, and it's rare that that happens. So first off, hey, we applaud King Richard for that's what Serena and Venus Dad is called, King Richard. If we applaud him, we definitely have to applaud Abe Elam for the legacy that he is leaving in Riviera Beach. Man, just looking at the body of work he's did with his family and other athletes, teaching them financial and management decisions is just amazing. So we got to give him credit for that, because he definitely does so much in this community behind the scenes. Y'all have no idea. Second of all, I want to give a local love to one of my most favorite people. That is the person who, when I need to get my brain picked or have a conversation or talk about some mental health, this is the person I talk to. She's one of my most gorgeous, smartest, funniest friends that I have. So we're going to say happy birthday to Issa Alizé Allen. Happy birthday. It's her birthday today. She says she's 42, but I could swear we celebrated 42 before. But you know how women do that. She might be 42 for the third time. You never know. Super Mario Senior.
Shit like wine though.
I bet.
Turn your mic
Yes,
on.
yes.
First of all, I got a lot of congratulations. So first of all, I want to say happy birthday to Jason Young and Kurtwood Russell. Two people that impacted my life at a high level, and two fathers and two black men who are succeeding at the highest level coming from Revere Beach, Florida. So I want to say happy birthday to both of y'all boys. And I want to give another shout out to Abe. Just a fun fact that when you talk about perseverance and you talk about beating the odds at all costs, at every limit,
Right.
you have to mention Abe Elam. Not just on the money, just on the mental capacity to go through what him and his family went through and to still strive at that level and to be committed to greatness and come back to the city because he never had to come back and still pour into kids at this high level is amazing. Then to see his son reach this level of highness is from talking to Abe, from time to time, because he been in Atlanta a lot, it's just amazing to see Khair. Khair graduated with my daughter. They went to school all the way up into high school together, so they knew each other, you know what I'm saying? And then just to see him and this. And let me tell you a fun fact. Abe played 2 stints with the Cowboys, and I got one of his jerseys, a Elam Cowboy jersey that he actually played in and signed. Let's just get that straight. But the reason why Abe played so long is not because Abe was just like running off the film, but Abe showed up every day to practice. First one in, first one out, never gave up on the play, smartest man on the field, and was so coachable that every time he got the coach that liked him got to another team, Abe. And that tells the testament to understand kids that sometimes your God-given ability might not be Randy Moss or Marshall Lynch or anything like that, but you can still be those guys who get 11 years in the league, 8 years in the league, and build those relationships, and they get your whole family and break generational curse. That's what Avery Elam did. Broke a generational curse that before him, death was riding over his family. After him, success is what his family will forever be known from. So salute to that brother. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to amazing woman myself. Cortina Peters opened up her own facility in Winter Gardens, Florida. So if you want to sit on somebody's couch, go to the Girlfriend Therapist. She's frequent this show quite often. She's gave us a couple sessions for free. And if you was in the sideline in the audience, then you got a couple thoughts too. But she now has a brick and mortar place that you can go to if you're in the Orlando area or if you're passing through. And she would love to have you. So we're going to just give a shout out to all these people who are showing Black excellence at the highest degree, because all these people we just named come from our city. And if we don't highlight them, then nobody else will. So we salute you, and we're glad that we at some point of our life knew you and rubbed shoulders with you from the Black Super Friends. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.